Alright, so according to the comments on a couple episodes past here, well, there is something we need to do in here to distract the guy that's watching over us here. And we need to do that in order to get a good look at the eggs. We need to distract him somehow. So I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit and figure out exactly how I can do that. I know it had something to do with the eyeball. I didn't read through it exactly because I'm just bad at reading, obviously. So let's just run through some of these dialogue choices and see what I can come up with here. You look at the mirror again and see your limbs stretched out like taffy, twisting around like tentacles of an octopus. You hear joints creaking. Your muscle feels like they've gone through a ringer. You gain the effect sore. Oh, that's too bad. You look in the mirror again, and the clown view is looking there, staring back at you. Her mouth, very slowly, her mouth opens wide and grin, bringing multiple rows of yellow, pointed shark teeth. Not meant to keep looking, you're unwilling to turn your back, but slowly sidle away while it's no longer visible. Does he ever blink? Okay. What do you mean, wink? Oh no eyelids. Gotta toss a bucket of water over once in a while so we don't get too dry. It does look a bit dry now that you mention it. Excuse me for a minute, sure. Alright, so now we can have a closer look, inspect the eggs more closely. Since the clown's distracted, you take the opportunity to get a closer look at the eggs. You notice three things about them. Firstly, there's two large baby chicken eggs. You have no idea what the eggs are. Secondly, they've all been broken and they're very meticulously glued back together. They almost look like they've been reassembled after something hatched out of them. Thirdly, one of the eggs features a pattern of red triangles that you recognize. It's the same as the clown version of yourself that you saw in the mirror earlier. You step back towards the clown as the guard clown returns. He gives you a fair amount of side eye, but doesn't say anything. Leave the shelf. Okay. So let's go back over here and talk to clown self. Swallowing hard, you approach the mirror again. It's empty. Not only is the clown you gone, but it doesn't show a reflection at all. That tears it. These clowns aren't regular people dressed up as clowns because that's some kind of carnival tradition. These are as for real demon clowns like the ones in old stories. You're basically in a clown hive. This is bad, real bad. If they figure out that you know about them, this is real bad. Uh-oh. And now the demon clown from there is gone. Okay, so basically we had to distract him with looking at the guy winking here. So it was kind of confusing there. I was trying to work through it by clicking through a bunch of stuff here. We distracted him enough to find out that there's markings on one of these eggs that matches the clown in the mirror here, the clown version of ourselves that we saw. And then we distracted him over here to throw water on this guy, and we figured out the truth about the clowns here. Now we'll go back out here and take a look at this guy here quick. All right, crosses his arms and grunts as you approach. Ticket, please. Ticket for what? Barnaby Bob's Stunt Spectacular. What's that? The boss does a show, yes? Yeah, what kind of show? Knife tricks, mostly. Here's my ticket. Okay, go on in. The show will start soon. He enters the stage area. Cool. Now, this is going to be typically not good if there actually is demon clowns here. I mean, Alice, Mona, be on your guard. It's the same muscular clown that was guarding the entrance to the stage area. Looks like he's going to be not going to let you backstage. You take a seat and a smattering of other patrons appear and sit down as well. After a minute or two, there's a crash of cymbals and a clown runs in from the backstage curtain and jumps up onto stage. In contrast to the other clown's colorful clothing, his is relatively simple: black wool trousers, a bright crimson shirt under a pale tan leather jacket with fringe on the sleeves and a heart painted on the shoulder. His face paint is plain white without any colored accents, contrasting his curled black mustache and thin goatee. A snappy silk top hat with a rakish tilt tops off his outfit. He doffs his hat and bows with a deep theatrical flourish, and the small audience claps politely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and welcome, one and all, to Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshow. I hope you've been enjoying the attractions and distractions of our little traveling carnival, and now it's time for our star performance, the main attraction. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for... A loud drum roll starts as he gestures to the curtain, and then the cymbals crash again. The clown puts his hat back on with a chuckle. Me, Barnaby Bob. Much obliged, much obliged. You're far too kind. Why, I haven't even shown you anything yet. With a laugh, he flips off a large Bowie knife into the air. You didn't even see where he pulled it from. The knife glitters as it spins. He catches it and flips it into the air again, this time catching and balancing it on its point on the tip of one finger. He holds that pose very still for a moment, then jerks his hand out of the way. The knife thunks into the wood on the stage floor, deep enough that he has to give it a jerk from side to side before he can yank the blade free. He winks broadly to the audience. Wouldn't be any fun if they weren't sharp, would it, ladies and gents? He pulls 2 more knives from his jacket and begins a flashy and elaborate knife juggling act. 3 spinning blades somehow turn into 4, and then his hat is added to the mix, floating lightly through the cascade of knives without a single scratch. He finishes his routine by catching 2 of the knives in each hand, allowing the hat to fall neatly on the ground before catching it on the tip of his boot, kicking it back into the air, and on top of his head. That is actually kind of impressive sounding, isn't it? That one's a genuine applause on that one. Ah, now there's some applause I believe I've earned. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it took a lot of hats to get to where I am today. He chuckles as he adjusts his hat back to its original rakish tilt. Now for the grand finale. For this, I'll need a volunteer from the audience. A few hands go up. Barnaby Bob ignores them and looks directly at you. How are you, madam? Okay. Good, I like a brave one. Step right up onto the stage here. Your name, please. Cat Moyer. It's a real pleasure to finally meet you, Cat Sneaky Moyer. Oh snap, he's onto us. He's onto us. He knows all. He's seen all. A couple of clowns haul a large wooden panel about 7 feet tall, 4 feet wide up onto the stage. They stand it up vertically behind you and stay there, holding it steady. It has 2 holes in it slightly above waist level and a lot of knife marks. Press your back flat up against the wood, please, and put your hands to the holes. You do so, the holes are just a fraction too high, so it's not very comfortable. And then one of the clowns pulls your arms back tighter and ties them together with the rough hemp, so it becomes much more uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. Don't worry, this is just to make sure you don't make any sudden unexpected movements. We wouldn't want that, would we? Now it's time to get nervous. Fret not, miss, everything's under control. He steps up close to you and adjusts your collar, brushes a little dust off your shoulders. My control. You know, Cat, we get a sharp customer through here from time to time, but my, you're the sharpest I've seen yet. However, I'd bet a shiny silver dollar I've got something up my sleeve that's even sharper. His pupils narrow to vertical slits as he grins at you, revealing a row of pointed yellow shark teeth. He's the guy from the mirror. As he turns away, you can see that the heart on his shoulder of his leather jacket is drawn with an arrow through it and the word Mom. It doesn't look painted on. Free your hands. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Get the hell out of here. You struggle a little, but your arms are too tightly bound, and the rough hemp rope digs into your wrists. Barnaby Bob strolls to the other side of the stage and turns to face you. This reminds me of, like, Gangs in New York, doesn't it? Now, don't you worry. This will all be over soon. Just don't move. He has the knife in his hand again. It gives a few twirls and flips. The light reflected from the blade glitters in his eyes. Then, without warning, he hurls it at you. Thunk. The knife hits the wood before you can even blink, and a hair's breadth from your left ear. I'm gonna stare this man down. That's the only thing you can do in this situation. Barnaby Bob grins at you as the crowd applauds. Another knife appears in one hand and an apple in the other. He tosses the apple to one of his stagehands, who carefully balances it on top of your head. Time for the old William Tell routine. It's a bit cliche, perhaps, but there's a reason. It's a classic. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is totally Bill the Butcher. This is totally Bill the Butcher. The crowd watches with rapt attention as he flourishes the knife, spinning it and flipping it behind his back, and then faster than you can register, thwack. A cold apple juice dribbles down into your hair and down the back of your neck. 2 for 2. What do you say, Cat? Should we go for one more? That's just a stare down now. Cold stare down. Barnaby Bob pulls out another knife and gives it a quick stropping across the pale leather sleeve of his jacket, then whips a colorful spotted handkerchief from his pocket and blindfolds himself. This time his smile is much colder. I advise you to watch closely, Cat Moyer, since you're the only one of us who can. I'm gonna watch very closely. Extremely closely. The crowd laughs, but you don't really hear it. The knife spins in his hand, this time either because of the adrenaline or because he's actually moving slower. You can see the motion of his arm as he throws it. He twists his wrist in an odd way that you don't think he did before. The knife is flying at you. The knife is flying directly at your right eye. Oh man. Okay, so I am gonna not move because he says that the flick of the wrist gives kind of his giveaway, I'm thinking. And maybe I'll lose an eye. I'll look cool in an eye patch. Either way, it's a win-win. The knife incredibly swerves at the last possible moment. Thunk. You can feel the wood shake as from the force as it stabs into the board. The metal is cold against your right cheek. The audience erupts into cheers as Barnaby Bob removes his blindfold, pumps a fist triumphantly. One of the stagehand clowns unties your wrists and helps you get your other arms out of the holes. Bob takes your hands and raises it into the air victoriously. Well now, ain't she a good sport, folks, and as brave a target as I've ever had. Take a bow, Cat Moyer. You bow to the cheering crowd, carefully keeping your eyes on Barnaby Bob. He bows as well, removing his hat with an elaborate flourish, and then he takes a slip of paper out of it. As a token of appreciation, I'd like to give our star volunteer a gift, a year's supply of dynamite. Use it in good health. He hands you a coupon. The clown leans close to your ear and whispers, "This is the only warning you'll get, girl." You got an item, a coupon for a year's supply of dynamite, which we don't really need anymore. Barnaby Bob waves and blows kisses to the crowd as you climb down from the stage, and then he disappears through the backstage curtain as the audience gradually disperses. Phew is right. Holy cow. That was another way of achieving the dynamite thing, I guess. This guy's not gonna let me backstage, though. Oh, is he? Oh, he is gonna let me backstage now. This little trailer is Barnaby Bob's office. The wagon is old but well-maintained. A brass plaque at the door reads, "Barnaby Bob, confirming your suspicions." Peek at the window. You see Barnaby Bob sitting at a desk. He seems to be inspecting a large map, but you can't make any details of it from here. Knock on the door politely. You knock on the door. "Come in," Barnaby Bob calls. Enter. I hear you thought I made myself perfectly clear last time we met. Yet you knock politely and walk straight into the lion's mouth. You're an extremely brave or extraordinarily foolish girl. I'm both, I might hazard to guess. I've got some questions that need answering. And I think I'm going to answer them. If I didn't find you amusing, I've vanished off the face of the earth for what little you already know. Appreciate that, but I appreciate that, but I ain't just gonna leave the situation unresolved. What curiosity did to the cat is going to seem like a Sunday picnic compared to what I'll do to you if you anger you, Missy. Go ahead and ask your questions, but bear in mind I already gave you fair warning. Who are you? The clown smiles sarcastically at you. Well, I'm Barnaby Bob, at your service, ma'am. You know what I mean. And if my estimation of your intelligence is not entirely off the mark, you already know the damn answer. You are wasting my time and yours, and you have precious little. What are you plotting exactly? Bold as brass you are. If you think I'll answer that, you've got another thing coming, girl. Don't try my patience. What are you doing here? Straight to the heart of the matter. Well now, I had you pegged for a clever one. Why don't you tell me? You're here because of the cows. Perhaps you've got a brain rattling in the skull of yours after all, girl. That's correct. The cows came home, as you say, and we followed them. Why? Why? Don't disappoint me now. You've impressed me, kid. Think about it. Your age-old enemy that you've been fighting since time of mind-ups and leaves. Your time out of mind-up and leaves. No farewell, no postcard. Wouldn't you want to know what the hell was going on? You don't know? Oh dear. I've gone and said something I probably shouldn't have. Missy, you are treading on some dangerously thin ice right now. I hope you are thanking your lucky stars that I considered you to be essentially insignificant. I can hear those gears ticking in that 3-pound dog's dinner you call brain, miss. Now it's my turn to ask a question. How are you going to convince me that I shouldn't make you disappear like a fart in a tornado? Well, make it good, Cat Moyer. Make it good, because you get one chance at this. You need me. Do I now? And what, pray tell, do I need you for? My freak show is plentiful. There aren't enough of you to be an army. You're just a scouting party. You're a reconnaissance. You're here to gather information. Yes, and? You can't do that efficiently. Not the way you guys look. You stand out too much. You need a human scout. Don't you play games with me, little girl. You're talking to Barnaby Bob, Duke of Hell. And I can make your worst personal nightmares look like a choir of soft-singing angels. Never mind. I'm serious. Look, I'm not your enemy. The cows are. And if you're after the cows, not humans, then you aren't my enemy either. The enemy of my enemy? Can't imagine we'd ever be friends, Bob, but so long as it's mutually profitable, I think we can come to an arrangement. You promise to leave the people of this world alone, and I'll tell you anything I find out about the cows. ... I gotta hand it to you, kid. You may be the first human to ever leave old Barnaby Bob speechless. We got a deal? Alright, I agree. We won't make any trouble for the humans. You bring me anything of interest you find about the cows. Hell, if it's good, I might even pay you. You're a smart gal, Cat Moyer. You better be smart enough to know what'll happen if you double-cross me. Mama didn't raise a fool. Good for her. He shows you the map on his desk. There's a location on this circle in red not far from Dirtwater marked Tannery. This will get you started. There's an old tannery a ways south of here. I've sent a few fellas already there. Go look. You haven't found anything worth seeing, you let me know. One thing, you are strictly undercover. I won't be telling any of my boys about you. Not that I could easily get a message to the ones out there in the field anyhow. If you need to defend yourself against them, so be it, and good luck to you. Danny's Tannery. Danny's Tannery. Oh my god, awesome. Oh boy, that got tense in there. Real tense. All right, so we are kind of in a uneasy truce, uneasy partnership with Barnaby Bob and the clowns. Even though we're not really in a truce because they aren't, privy to it. But we do have some reconnaissance that we can do for them and maybe get some favor and money out of it. So that should be pretty cool. Where do we want to go now? We can check out the tannery, Danny Tannery, or there's some more stuff over the other side of the mountain. Now, the year supply of dynamite isn't going to be any good to us. We've already done that quest line, but this would just be another way of accomplishing it. So that we don't get too far away from what we're doing at Reboot Hill here. I think I'm going to head back over there quick, because now that we have another day under our belts now, we can totally solve that puzzle. Let's get over there quick here. Hey, you found your crate. Don't even remember losing a crate, but it must be yours because it has mine stenciled on it. Open it up with your crowbar. Stir us a spiked coffee and some smelling salts. Back on the trail. All right, so we know what to do, I think, with this. If I still haven't figured it out here, then I don't know. I'm done if I don't figure this one out for her. All right, I still can't remember which of my 20 granddaughters my favorite. Can you please help me? Do you remember anything about your granddaughter? First name ended in a vowel. That's helpful, thank you. I think I know who she was, based on that one hint. Her starts with an M. Granny's eyebrows raised, hopefully. Was it a me? Granny's eyes widen. Was it a Melissa? Granny's face falls and she starts to cry. No, it wasn't her. Oh, I'll never remember. Really? How is it not Melissa? I went through this every single time, and I guess I had perfect explanation this time around. Melissa Smith wasn't buried next to a daughter. Was born in 42, between 42 and, what did it come up with? 42 and, or 37 and 42 was it the deal? God, I don't remember exactly anymore. I figured this out like last week. God, back to the drawing board then. I should have looked at all the hints just now and tried to see if there was a way to disprove that. I believe it said she was born, her birth year was like 37 to 42. Everything fits here. She's not next to a daughter. Oh, unless this is counting as adjacent. No, it's not. It's not. I wouldn't count it as adjacent. I don't know. I really thought I had nailed it on that one. I have to go back to the drawing board here later then. Can't do anything more else today. Okay, so let's get back to the map here then. Anything else new in here? What else are we missing here? All right, let's head back to the map here quick. What can we do? We could do the soup stock load. We didn't get through all of that last time. It didn't really have a... Actually, no, I think there's something in Breadwood that would bring us to that here. The Hellstorm Ranch, the Petting Cemetery, all those just unlocked here. Danny's Tannery, we could head down and do that quest line here. I don't know. Well, okay, so we would have done this one. Would have been to unlock this thing. So we could have got this done, this Danny's Tannery done before we unlock the path over to the west here. So maybe we should go back and do that now. There's a lot of stuff to do over here. Holy cow. Okay, let's get that going here. Let's get over to Danny's Tannery and check that out. Good old Danny's Tannery. All right, Danny's Tannery. Watch what's Alice think about this. This is weird that this place is so far away from town. If you're running, you'd understand why. Tanneries stink to high heaven. Guess we better check it out. All right. Anything to forge over here? Now we have the forging skill? No, doesn't look like it. It sounds like there's a lot of fighting going on inside the tannery, except instead of the regular fighting sounds you're used to, like shouting and gunfires and chairs and being broken over people's backs, you hear a lot of ghostly bellowing and shrill cackling laughter. It sounds like a really bad scene, in other words. It sounds wonderful. Enter the tannery. As you enter the tannery, the second thing you notice is that the place has been abandoned for years, probably since the cows came home. A lot of equipment is wrecked. All of it's covered in dust. The first thing you notice is that there was a bunch of rodeo clowns in here fighting with, well, they aren't cows exactly. They're more like possessed skins of cows. And that's a little strange because you've seen people wearing, for example, cow leather chaps, but you've never seen anyone attacked by their chaps. Maybe there's something about these tanning process that makes the leather impervious to possession, or these cow ghosts or whatever's are untanned hides. In any case, the clowns and cows seem preoccupied enough with their fighting that they haven't even noticed you, at least not yet. Look around, okay. So the cows and the clowns are, from what we found out from Barnaby Bob, are kind of mortal enemies. And they've become the enemy of our enemy now, is our friend, basically. There's a bucket of lye here. Okay, As you approach the clown and the weird cow leather ghost thing, they take notice of you and stop fighting while they're process of this new development. The clown unfortunately seems to decide he hates cows more than he hates you. The cow unfortunately decided hates you more. Hate it back. Should we hate on a ghost cow here? Let's try it. How tough is it going to be? Oh, the clown's actually helping us out here. Cool. And we could totally take this thing out, no problem. Nice. That's no problem. You beat the cow, but the enemy of your enemy is apparently not your friend because the clown decides it's his turn to be on the right side of the screen. Uh-oh. All right. We never had to shoot a clown before, but the Barnaby Bob gave us the go-ahead, so we're going for it. Sorry, man. Staggering him back. Done. Well, that's one clown and one cow down. You hear a lot more fighting going on in the rest of the tannery, though, so a pat on the back will have to wait till later. Back to exploring. Okay, let's take a look in the side of this guy here. Looks like you found an old toolbox. Besides the miscellaneous scraps and junk that naturally accumulates in toolboxes, you find a handful of nails and a pair of sizable, sharp, serious-looking scissors. Got the leather scissors and some nails. I wonder if the leather scissors is a melee weapon. 9 to 11. It's compared to our fancy knife. This is plus moxie, though. Leather shears are just extra melee damage. I don't know if that's the best thing for us because the moxie really helps us out. Can't get through that way. You can certainly ignore them, though. Lime and manure. Okay. This thing seems... Is this thing, like, watching us? It looks like it's got that kind of look to it, doesn't it? Alright, so... We got a bunch of cows that direction. The store is locked, which is probably just as well considering the ruckus you hear on the other side of it. Okay, so once we get through this first round of enemies, we might have another problem here. Your attempt to sneak up on the cows fails. It's assuming you were trying to even sneaking and not just moseying over. The cows appear all too willing to add your face to the list of faces they hate, and they turn your attention from the clowns, who have the opportunity to jump on this opportunity to get the jump on their ancient enemies. Let's join the fracas. We got the jump on him this time. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Clown. Should I let these cows kill the clowns quick, and then I don't have to worry about fighting them afterwards? Well, let's just shoot them in the face. For now. We'll see what happens. Okay, so it would take a long time to kill these guys. The clowns are not that difficult either, though. So we'll just let the we'll just take them all out if we need to. Nicely done. And I'll do my thing. Don't mind me. 6 AP now is pretty good. True to form, the clowns who are on your side in that fight betray you. Damned clowns. Alright. He got 70, he's got 55. Take out the 55 guy here first. Probably. And then worry about the other guy. We'll shoot him in the face. Ooh, big hit. Alright, we can do one more of these next. We have 3 AP. And actually, that might bring him low enough that that Alice can finish the job. Nicely done, Alice. Alright. Kind of feels strange to be fighting alongside demonic clowns, but I guess war makes strange bedfellows. Please ignore the fact that I just used demonic clowns and bedfellows in the same sentence. 80 XP. We're getting a lot of XP for this, at least. So, I mean, if we're not like doing, this scene is the markings of a real brawl. Not only does one of the clowns have a nasty look in his eye, nastier than typical, I mean, but one of the possessed cowhides is stretched on a tanning frame, which makes it stronger somehow, I guess. Let's bring on the brawl. All right, we got a tanning hide one here, but a lot of guys to fight with. So it shouldn't be any problem here. I'm gonna go after this guy straight away here. Ooh, it only does 24 damage. Jeez. Maybe poisoning it? I don't know if it can be poisoned or not. We'd have to use it like one of our poison things here. Snake medicine? No, it's restore. I guess we'll hit it with this. It's got 83. I'm gonna hit it twice. Let's do a snake. Snake whip doesn't work that well. Let's do a deploy snake. Get it out there. can do some poisoning. At the very least, he whiffed it. Any poison damage? No, nothing. Okay. Well, she'll shoot. She'll hit them all. And we'll let the clowns do our dirty work for us. Actually, we'll probably be okay, because the clowns can take this guy down pretty far. Oh, maybe not. We're not going to be okay at all. We're going to have to heal back a little bit here. All right, well done. Oh, that was good. Okay. Let's heal back here first. Will not end your turn. We'll do that for one AP. Now, he did 37 damage, so we need to make sure we get at least that much health back. Which means I might need to use a... What does Alice heal for now? It's probably enough. Let's shoot this damn thing. Oh, I was going to use the better shot there, though, wasn't I? Oh, well. Heal back. We'll get another turn at it. Got to use the triple shot there. The fan hammer. Yeah, see, this is no good. If this guy decides to attack us, we're done. Okay. Good. Got a chance at it here. All right. And low enough that we can get it now. It's got 1 AP. Boy. Do I take the risk? How much health do I have? I have where's the say my AP here? Or my health left? 8. This guy did 7 damage to the other guy here. Well, let's just make sure we finish the job. We know that Alice can finish him off, so I'm going to take out this guy first with that attack. And then Alice can finish the job here. All right. Victory! Guess what? The clowns turn on you after all the cows are gone. Surprising. This is not surprising. Well, somehow we got the jump on him this time. I don't think we did, though. That guy's got 54. He's at 65. He's got 87. He's got the most muscle, though. Let's probably focus on a guy we can kill with the first turn here. So if we do this, we can take him out, and she can heal us back, or shoot them and kill that guy. Okay. So no healing needed right now. Let's shoot all 3. Takes 1 out then. Oof. And this guy's gonna do some serious damage here. Oh! You did not prevail. It's okay. There were a lot of them, and they were horrible. We got angry. Okay, so now we're angry, and we have less HP. And how much of this we have to redo again now? So we have to fight those cows again too. Luckily, it didn't cost us any items, but we can definitely get these guys this time around. I'll just be more careful. We got to get that guy that has all that muscle, and maybe do something to weaken his muscle. We probably have something that can decrease it. So let's take him out. Take him out. Yeah, this guy's got to die. We will which guy? This guy had the most damage to us before, right? So let's fan the hammer on him this time around. There we go. And these guys should be able to take him out next turn. And she'll do her thing here. All right. Now these guys will probably take him out next turn. Maybe not. Oh, he's doing his thing. Okay. That's right. We can stand up for the rest of these guys. No problem. 24. If I shoot it right now, it's got 5, so I shouldn't go after him. I should go after him. Take him out first. And Alice can do her thing. There we go. And this is not surprising because we know it's going to happen. All right, so what we need to know, what we need to do is weaken the muscle on this guy. Weaken his muscle down. And somehow deal 19 to 20 damage and poison them. First of all, use that. So he's to poison. How much poison? No poisoning for the clown, really? Okay. Poison your targets by 5. So poison your target by 5. 5 poisons. 5 units of poison. Or we shoot him down with some dynamite here quick. I think we should probably try that first here. Because he's the one that messed us up before. And he's the only one that does it. So we need 48 to 51. Okay, we got that then. We can totally fan hammer now and totally take him out. So we'll try that. There we go. All right, now the rest shouldn't be a problem. They're not undead, so that won't work. It's not a skeleton. Yeah, so we'll just shoot him in the face. All right, 13 and 13. Okay, then we can handle that because we can heal back enough to get that. Let's heal back with 20. Let her heal us back, and we'll fan hammer on one of these other guys here. He is. We only have 2 AP now. Well, we should probably do the poison on one of these guys here. Let's whip it good. Let's whip him. And he's got 2 poisons and 2 points of damage. And for good measure, let's see, they did 13 and 13, that's 26, so I need to maintain that much at least. Let's shoot him down. All right. Plus 2 HP poison. 13 and 13 for 26. Okay, we're okay. If she can heal by 25, we'll be all right. Let's whip him for some more poison here. He'll take 4 damage, and she can hit for 25 now, so we'll heal back. And they can do their worst, but we still got 13 more rounds of this then, just like that. So we no problem. Let's shoot him then. I didn't quite get him. That's all right. We'll heal back still. Cool. All right. Core poison does the trick. And now we don't have to worry about fighting him off. We can actually just do the damage to him. And we don't have to worry about healing back even. Because we got 24. He only does 12 damage, 13 damage. So we can just shoot him. And by next turn, we'll be able to get him. Well, maybe we'll see here. I can do 22. All right, we got him. 21, and she can do her thing. Luckily, she never misses. If she missed, that'd be very, very bad. All right. So, whew, what a mess that fight was. And a mess on the floor is afterward. And what a mess on the floor is afterward. Oh, what a mess the floor is afterwards. There we go. Reading comprehension is always nice. At least now you're free to poke around the scenery. 120 XP, nice. And a varmint skin and knife. We already have one, right? I think we already have one of those. And the tannery backdoor key. All right. So we have a varmint skin and knife. I think that is already what we've been using. We have 2 of those now. But we're not going to collect more, so we'll just sell it off later. So let's head to the back room and see what's going on. All right, door's locked. The key you found probably on the clown will probably fit it if you're not if you're sure you want to go out there. Sounds like one hell of a fight is happening. Oh boy, geez, this is not a good situation to be in. You quickly hide behind some old tanned hides. Huh? Is that what they're called? There are 3 clowns out here, each armed with a nasty-looking knife. One of them is licking his knife. The sound makes you think that he may be literally sharpening the blade with his tongue. They're facing down 2 stretched hide cows, a monstrous thing that looks like an entire cow skeleton draped in a flayed cow's skin. Let's listen in. I bet you think you're real clever breaking through to the human plane. Did you think we wouldn't follow you? Moo. Did you think you'd find a weapon here to use against us, or are you trying to escape? Moo. What? You take that back. Okay, this is probably not helping. None of them seem to have noticed you. It looks like you could sneak it through the back door if you're really careful. I don't think we want to get in on this fight. This cow is not... We're going to have a big fight with these guys afterwards. Even if we get through the first round here. And this guy we know is tough. He can take us out if he decides to very, very quickly. We do have a healer on our side. Let's see, we have a 337 though. That's very, very nice. Oh, Fortune 2 might be a good thing to get though. Forge some high quality goods from cacti. That would be a good thing to have for 200 though. It's expensive. I want to get both of these actually, but I don't want to give up on our standard effects. We haven't even eaten anything today though yet either, so keep that in mind. Fan hammer damage increase. Each attack does 5 more damage. Otherwise, we could go with Snake Whip does 15 base damage with 3 poison enemies, only 100 for that one. For level 3 for that one. Probably not a bad thing to use. That poison is stackable and helpful. And bonus to animals. I don't know if the cows count as animals here. Alright. So, what I think we should do is come back when we have a little bit more stats and we're not halfway angry. So let's go Snake Whip and Foraging, and that'll be where we spend our money. Because then we can revisit some of the spots we've been to before. You better be really sure you're ready before he goes drag us into that fight. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. Alright, we're gonna come back to this one later. And for now, we'll go explore some more with some of the new areas that we've unlocked just a minute ago here. And see what else there is to see.